Hi, I am Delilah. I was able to bring to my people the Philistines. The weakness of Samson. He was a burden to my people and I helped take him down. How do you ask? Through trickery and manipulation. Do you try to bring your husband down through my tactics? Let's see.
Judges 16:5. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, Entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. Delilah was obviously setting Samson up for her people. They had something against him because he was a force to be reckoned with. She obviously cared nothing for Samson if she allowed them to convince her to set him up. If you're allowing people outside of your marriage to convince you to go against your husband, are you truly caring for him? Or are you caring for those that's in your ear? Most people that be in your ear giving you advice on how you should handle things in your marriage are either wanting to see it fail or they have their own things that they're trying to gain from it. They won't be there if your marriage fell and will not allow you to interfere into their marriage or take your advice. Don't let others convince you to treat your husband any type of way. Judges 16:6-14. And Delilah said unto Samson, Tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, If they bind me with 7 grain withs that were never dry, then shall I be weak, and be as other men. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green whips which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men laying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the whips, as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, Behold, thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, If thou bind me fast with new ropes that were never occupied, then shall I be weak, and be as another man. Delilah therefore took new ropes, and bound him therewith, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liars in wait, abiding in the chamber. And he broke them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, Hitherto thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, If thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awakened out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam, and with the web. When you constantly nag your husband and press him, that is a trait of Delilah, trying to wear him down to give you what it is that you want. It is also manipulation and trickery. This can cause frustration and tension in your marriage. It is also a horrible way to get what you want, because mind games is witchcraft. Judges 16:15-17. And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I love thee, when thy heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me where within thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto the Most High from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. This one is almost the same as the last one. It's a manipulative tactic to tell your husband that he doesn't love you, or that you don't feel loved because he isn't doing what you feel he should do. This will lead to Jezebel, and your husband does not have to tell you everything. You don't need to know everything that your husband does, and your husband don't need to tell you everything. Nor do you have the right to tell him that he doesn't love you because things are not going your way, or he's not bending to your manipulation. Again, this is witchcraft. Judges 16:18 through 21. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came unto her and brought money in their hand, and she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at the other times before, and shake myself. And he was not that the Most High was departed from him. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes, and brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass, and he did grind in the prison house. Delilah took his weakness and told her people his weakness so that they can have the upper hand on Samson and finally take him down. When you are throwing your husband's weaknesses in his face, you are essentially doing the same thing. You're looking to tear him down, even if it is a temporary situation, to where you want it to be momentarily. So, if you're throwing any weaknesses in your husband's face, please do know that you would do the same thing that Delilah did. It is all one in the same spirit. It is all looking to tear a man down, make him weak, and defeat him. It is all evil, and it is all wicked, especially in the eyes of the Most High. So, my sisters, again, I leave you with this. Let's strive to be beautiful Yali wives the way that the Most High intended us to be, without malice, manipulation, hatred, and witchcraft. If you see any of these traits in yourself, be real with yourself and rid of the traits, so that you can be a wife that is adorned in the Most High's sight. I thank you, sisters, for tuning in. Please remember, submission is strength. And shalom.